Okay, on to the next movement. We're going to do lunges next, and there are different variations of lunges, some that are more difficult and some that are easier to do. Typically, for beginners, people start with something called stationary lunges, but I find those actually more difficult for my clients when they first start them because you're in a position where you're stationary and repeating on the same leg over and over again, and that starts to burn and hurt on a leg that is not properly conditioned yet very, very quickly. So, for our purposes and to have your legs gain endurance without being in excruciating pain for the first 2 weeks, we're going to do alternating backward lunges. You'll have to forgive me, I'm on an uneven surface here, so it may not be as perfect and graceful as I would like the movement to be, but it's actually a good thing because it will show you the things that you need to be aware of when you're doing the movement to avoid hurting yourself. We're going to start in a hip width stance, just like we did last time, and we're going to slightly turn out our feet just like we did before. What we need to make sure of as well is that our knees are out. This is one movement, because there is so much dynamic range, that you can very easily hurt yourself because your knees will want to fall inwards if you don't pay attention. For the sake of balance, I'm going to suggest that you place your hands here. You're not obligated to, but it's probably your best bet. You're going to start looking straight ahead. Again, knees out, hips relaxed, glutes engaged, abs are in, head is up, as is your chest. And then from there, you're going to take a step backward, all the while really focusing on pushing your knees out. So you're going to place your weight onto, for me, I'm going to start with my right leg. Onto my right leg, I'm pushing my knee out. Come back, find your balance, keep your knee out, come down. Don't place your knee on the floor. Push through your heel up and back into position. On the other leg, same thing. Push your knee out, place your weight into your glute and heel, put your knee back. Don't place it on the ground. The front knee is out, come up and forward. Repeat. And one last time. On a flat surface, this is going to be a lot more easy, but like I said, this really shows you that you have to work on keeping the knee out, which is what's going to engage your glutes the most and make them work the way that they're supposed to. Most weight movements start from the heel being from weight being pushed through the heel up and forward. This applies to the squat, this applies to the deadlift. And if you're on an uneven surface, you really get a sense of how much you have to do that in order to maintain balance. Keeping your knees away from the midline at all times through all lower body movements is going to ensure that you're not going to damage your knees and that the tendons in and around the knees are going to get stronger instead of weaker. Sound good? Make sure you practice that a lot. Let's move on to the next one.